Hey, Tinkers. Good morning and welcome to another episode of Sunday Best. Today, it's episode 11, and we're calling this one Old Dogs of Blitz. You will notice through these three aces we're putting up today, yes, I said three, a common thread. And that is that all these are older tanks in Blitz, proving that the Old Dogs of Blitz still have teeth. In fact, that's the second name of one of our aces. Okay, anyways, guys, so we have three aces from three of our newer players in the game. You've probably seen names of a couple of them. One of them is a little bit new, Psycho. He puts in an ace. Anyways, guys, I want you to just watch this. This first one is from Yosef Miracle, and he's going to come in the ARL, and we're going to call this one Miracle Assault. So if you noticed off to his left is his brother, Ahmed, and they are both in ARL 44s, and they are coming in, showing us how to play these tanks and ace them, and just doing a good job working together as a platoon. They're going to stick together, and they are just going to come into this map, and even though they're up-tiered, they're going to come in and just play a good, solid game of control and dealing damage and taking advantage of situations where they can. Now, yeah, I want to touch on platooning because these guys are platooning, but one of the keys in platooning is you need to try and stick with your partner to help him out. If he needs help, you need to be close enough to help him. That does not mean you need to be right next to him like his brother is, but in this situation it works really well. But I mean, you need to be within 3, 4, 5 seconds of turning around and helping your partner. I mean, that's what platooning is about. It's you're being able to focus the same target and put damage into the same target. That really helps a lot. Now Ahmed is focusing the Tiger, and you see Yosef went around behind him. He realized there's somebody on their right flank, and so he needs to get around and help take this guy out quickly because they're in jeopardy of getting flanked. But he does a good job of pulling forward to keep the guy from getting shots in him. Unfortunately, Ahmed does take some shots. But here he's going to pull forward while Ahmed sticks back to preserve his hit points until he needs them. And here you see he's taking on a KV-3. KV-3 is another one of the big old dog tanks in the game, and it's technically a super heavy tank, and it's a really fun one, and I like it. I don't think it gets the love it deserves at Tier 7. There's a lot of other tanks that are just a lot more solid. But anyways, excellent job by Ahmed there to pull out another kill and keep this moving, or sorry, Yosef, not Ahmed, and keep this going forward. Here they're facing M6. Unfortunately, Ahmed is dead at this point. But again, Yosef is going to stick next to a partner and just start focusing somebody. Now, he's watched that KV-2. He's seen the KV-2's fired. He's on a long reload. Oh, there he fires. Now that KV-2's fired, he's on a long reload. He's going to just pursue. He's got a quicker reload. He can finish this KV-2 off with plenty of time to move on. Unfortunately, somebody else takes that kill, but Ahmed in the new system does get credit for it, and here he's going to start taking that TD out. And you saw a nice max roll there, and he's going to pull up. This guy's dead, and that's a game, guys. That's a nice, quick, easily platoon victory for Yosef, and they just do a good job of working together and pulling out an ace. You see 3,321 damage, 2 kills, just a really, really nice game. Anyways, we're going to move on to the next one. As we look at the rest of his stats, he puts shots or spots into every single tank in the game. That was amazing. Anyways, here we go. The next one is by Psycho, and he is driving the Old Dog, the IS-6. And we're going to call this one, This Old Dog Still Has Teeth. Now, this tank is, when I first started the game, the IS-6, that's 7 years ago, the IS-6 was one of those tanks that everybody wanted to have. It had great armor, you could angle it, you could, had a powerful gun, and it made good credits, and had I had the money at the time, I would have bought it. Now I have the money, and I've got so many Tier 8 heavy tanks, I can't justify buying it when I have other tanks that, in my opinion, are better than it. I'm not a tank collector, despite the fact I've got like 170 tanks, but I'm not a tank collector, and but I'm really happy that Psycho picked this tank up. We're looking at doing some Tier 8 battles, and this is a really good option for a heavy if you're going to buy a premium. Now here he has this Comet, and I really don't know what the Comet's doing. He's got a low alpha, quick reload gun that just doesn't have the pen to take on Psycho. Psycho fortunately has his T-34 comes up to help him, so it's not a 2-on-1, it's a 2-on-2, and Psycho's able to split his attention to other targets and take advantage of people that are looking the other way. Puts a nice shot into the Tiger II there. But you can see he's paying attention to that RHM. He doesn't want to take a hit from that RHM. So he's just, again, looking for targets and seeing where he can put a shot in. Here, that big super heavy pulls up. He puts a shot in there. I don't think it went in, though. But again, he's waiting on his reload. He's backing up. He's playing his tank the way it should be. It's just kind of a peek-a-boom tank. There's no reason to have yourself stuck out there taking hits when you're reloading. So there's nothing to do there. So you pull back and you wait. Now here I think he's noticing that stupid Comet again. And a Comet plays a dumb move pulling up, trying to flank a IS-6. And he pays for it with his life and goes back to the garage. Here's a nice shot to the side of that Black Prince. Some heads-up gameplay here by looking behind him and seeing, okay, there's somebody back here. Is he a threat? He's not. I'm going to turn around and keep facing what's in front of me. Waits for the ring, and look, a nice shot into that Tiger II again. Psycho is just doing a really good job of maintaining some position control. He's watching the map. He's watching the tanks around him, and he's just being alert. There's a nice HE shell that he switches to HE as soon as he gets that RHM in front of him, gets a nice pen for 460 plus damage, and he's just watching. Unfortunately, that T-34 is dead and puts Psycho in kind of a position where he's got 3 tanks in front of him and the rest of his team behind him, but at least they have numbers right now, so it's still in his favor. It's just in front of him it's not. He misses he takes a shot from that Tiger, but he doesn't get a one in return. But now he sees the RHM has tried to flank him, and he gets a nice bounce there. Oh, excuse me. So here he is. He's playing a game of cat and mouse. He knows that if he goes up one side, the RHM is going to go the other. So what's he do? He looks for an opportunity to get a shot in. And look at this. Between the logs in the building, he's able to take out that RHM. A nice shot there. And he pulls forward in time to take a bounce. But now he still has these 3 tanks. They're right here. He's able to take one out, and they're all 3 one-shots. He needs his ammo to reload as quickly as possible. Gets a low roll there, unfortunately, on the Black Prince, and doesn't get that kill shot. But in the end, it's a great ace with over 4,000 damage at Tier 8 in this IS-6. And like I said, that old Tog still has teeth. Pulls out a really nice mastery with a high caliber, 4,260 damage, over 1,200 experience points, and 3 kills. Nice job, Psycho. That was a really good job pulling out a really good Tier 8 ace. Really happy to see that one. Well, now, good gentlemen, we're going to move on to number 9. Tier 9, sorry. This game is going to be by Psycho's buddy in arms, Bingus is Cool. These two both joined the clan on the same day, and Bingus is driving the T-54. We're calling this game Desert Rat. Now, I'm gonna have to say, the T-54 is one of my favorite meds. Certainly at Tier 9, it's one of my favorite. It's an old school tank. Back in the day, before they nerfed the Hesh and fixed the Hesh, how it works. This tank, you could just run with Hesh and run a gold game, and just you penned everything, you damaged everything, and it was just a brutal tank to play. And back in the day, this tank was a complete domination of everything it faced. It's quick, had armor, had amazing damage and back in the day, if you remember, you don't, the Hesh, which, it's gold, or not Hesh, sorry, the Heat, I made that mistake a couple of times, sorry. The Heat rounds are, back in the day, the Heat rounds had better penetration and did the same armor as your standard ammunition. So that's why everybody ran them, because they could do the same damage and pen the hell out of anything. People would save up a million credits and go out and just burn credits for a day playing the T-54 and just tear apart everybody. Anyways, he's playing a really nice game here. He's being very aware of the fact he doesn't have a whole lot of gun depression, but he's using these hills to his advantage to take out targets and hit targets as they pull in front of him. Here he goes, a nice kill right there. He's again using his what limited gun depression and the advantage of the hillsides to him, and he does it. He's playing a really good game. If there's only one thing I could criticize on this, is the fact that with all the free camos we get thrown at us, how is he running this tank naked? It blows my mind to see a naked tank. Anyways, now he's put himself in a good position where he can start getting side shots in the red team and keep himself from being unspotted for the most part that I can see. And he's just taking shots where he can get them, waiting for people to expose themselves, and there's no reason for him to rush up there and get in the middle of everything. Just sit back and take the shots you can get, and that's exactly what he's doing. He's playing a smart game. They're winning on cap points, and they're ahead by 2-3 tanks. He's just doing a good job. He's maintained a good game. He's pulling up to get shots where he can. He has plenty of hit points that if he felt like he needed to push, he could. But, he's got this E75 who doesn't want to know him, and the guy's taking shots. As soon as Bingus can reload, he's putting a shot into him. The E75 is probably not the smartest of players, letting a tank put shots into him like this. But here, Bingus has hit his adrenaline, and to speed this up, try and kill this guy before he gets into cover. He's going to get another shot. And again, the E75 stays there. He doesn't get into buildings where he's got some protection, and it costs him his life and a trip to the garage. Okay, we have one tank left, and we're going to see if Bingus can get there in time, and he cannot. Anyways, he pulls out a really nice ace here in this T-54. 3,130 damage. The fact that he capped that base really helps. And he just pulls out a really nice Tier 9 ace, guys. Back in the day, that may not even have been a third class. I mean, just going to be honest. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Until next time, good hunting.